While the men of L Company made their way through the minefield, one of the American fighter planes giving close ground support dove to attack and dropped two 500-pound bombs directly onto 2nd Platoon. PFC Horton Durfee watched the bombs fall. As we picked our way across the field, I heard an airplane overhead and looked up. It was one of ours, a P-47. The only planes we saw in the sky were those of our Army Air Force, and occasionally smaller planes used by our artillery for spotting enemy positions. But I was not prepared for what happened next. As I watched the plane move ahead of me, a bomb suddenly appeared beneath it. Slowly, undulating a bit at first, then straightening out as it fell, it landed on the head of our column and exploded. The plane turned and lazily flew away. I was dumbfounded. When we reached the site a few minutes later, we could see the mess created. PFC Norman Goldenberg was close to the detonation and described the aftermath. There was a huge explosion 10 meters ahead. I was showered with dirt and rocks. After half a minute, I continued forward and found Podborny leaning left into the hillside. His head nodded to the rhythm of his last heartbeats. 2 meters to his right were his right leg and buttock. Crazy Swados, our heroic Hebraic Love Company medic, came upon us and looked at Podborny, then at his leg. Swados stared into my eyes. He picked up the leg and buttock and placed it against Podborny. Swados shifted it about until it laid at exactly the correct angle. Then he was gone. Podborny was also gone. His nodding had ceased. The first bomb killed Private Podborny and wounded Lieutenant Johnson and 3 others. The second bomb fell next to Sergeant Dylan Snell. It struck the ground with a thud, creating a small crater out of which protruded the unexploded bomb.